En la antigua civilización moche de la costa norte de Perú, una joven llamada Quilla, cuyo nombre significa luna en la lengua moche, descubre un collar en la playa, hecho de conchas brillantes y piedras marinas. Esa noche tuvo un sueño con APEC, el dios del océano, quien se le apareció en forma de una enorme criatura marina. APEC le encargó la importante misión de mantener la armonía entre su pueblo y el mar, la misma que compartió con todos a la mañana siguiente. Inspirados en la historia de Quilla, la iconografía precolombina de una ola y la mentalidad asiática, hoy nos congregamos alrededor de un círculo virtuoso y dinámico en el que se generan sinergias entre naciones. Nuestras líneas evocan fuerza común, como un solo puño que se abre paso en la búsqueda del equilibrio entre nuestro planeta y la modernidad. Los colores amarillo y fucsia simbolizan la energía positiva y el optimismo. Los tonos azules simbolizan al Océano Pacífico que nos une. Los tonos verdes representan a la naturaleza, la sostenibilidad y la prosperidad económica, así como la innovación y el bienestar que buscan las economías integrantes de la APEC. Con ustedes, el logotipo de APEC CEO Summit 2024. There is a place where the Pacific Ocean embraces a territory with a millenary history, cradle of one of the oldest civilizations to inhabit our planet. A country that bet on integrating with the world to create opportunities for its people, with endless possibilities for trade and investment. Adding to its cultural diversity, vast geographical wealth, and exceptional cuisine. Offering an ideal scenario to generate synergies between our economies and together drive the success of the Asia-Pacific region. As one of the soundest economies in Latin America, today Peru looks forward with optimism to a future where businesses and people work for prosperity in our region. Let us together continue building the most innovative, sustainable, and inclusive cooperation forum on the planet. Welcome to the APEC CEO Summit Peru 2024. People, business, prosperity.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please could you take your seats? This is the third time that Peru has hosted APEC. The first in 2008, the second in 2016, and the third this year, 2024. Each year has been 8 years apart, and in Chinese the number 8 is Pa, which means good fortune and to prosper. Good fortune combined with a lot of hard work, good planning and dedication is an excellent combination for an amazing APEC CEO Summit. And so to begin, would you please welcome to the stage Mr. Fernando Zavala, Chairman of the APEC CEO Summit 2024, and Mr. Julio Velarde, the President of the Central Bank of Peru. And now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please give a very warm APEC CEO Summit welcome to Her Excellency Dina Boluarte, the President of the Republic of Peru. Over the next 2 days, we will hear from APEC leaders, thought leaders, and CEOs on the latest issues facing us all, and with panel discussions moderated by expert media presenters. A huge amount of work has gone into this summit to make sure that your time spent here will make an impact. To get us underway, would you please give a warm welcome to the chairman of the APEC CEO Summit, Mr. Fernando Zavala.
Your Excellency, Madam President Dina Boluarte, Dr. Julio Velarde, President of the Central Bank, distinguished APEC representative, and honored guests. It is a true honor to stand here today as we open the APEC CEO Summit 2025. I would like to start by thanking President Boluarte for being with us. The Peruvian government has shown a strong commitment to supporting regional cooperation and building economic ties in the Asia-Pacific region. This year, the theme is People, Business, and Prosperity. We believe it captures our goal for this summit. APEC has always been about creating a better future for our people, about boosting opportunities for business, and about driving shared prosperity across our member economies. However, today we find ourselves in a global economy that has been struggling with inflation, supply chain challenges, geopolitical tensions, climate change, and technological disruption. All this requires coordinated action for sustainable growth and resilience. As economies across the Asia-Pacific face these evolving challenges, it is essential that we explore collaborative approaches to address them. Creating synergies and complementing each other is key to grow together. Therefore, it is a privilege to welcome you all to Peru for this unique experience. We have been crafting this experience over a year. Every detail has been carefully considered, starting with our logo, inspired by the legend of Quilla, a young leader from the ancient Moche civilization of Peru. Quilla has a special connection to nature and a profound bond with the Pacific Ocean, embodying the enduring strength and resilience of Peruvian women. The vibrant colors of our logo reflects Quilla's spirit, full of optimism and energy, values that align with the APEC 2040 vision. The different blue, green, yellow, and red shades in our logo symbolize our connection to the Pacific Ocean, our solid commitment to nature, prosperity, innovation, and the well-being of our communities. These elements will be part of our program over the next 2 days. We are proud to show you that Peru is a role model of regional integration and economic resilience, with over 22 free trade agreements, including 58 different markets worldwide. This strategic network of FTAs foster growth and boost our local industries onto the world stage. Our agricultural sector, for example, is globally recognized for its rich variety of products, making Peru one of the leading exporters of grapes, asparagus, avocados, and blueberries worldwide. Similarly, Peru's mining industry plays a vital role in the global supply chain of copper, a key mineral for technological innovation and the energy transition. In 2023, Peruvian copper exports reached over $23 billion. This is a record value, 25 times bigger than at the start of the century. This achievement has reinforced Peru's position as the world's second largest copper exporter. Additionally, Peru's historic role as a gateway between Latin America and Asia will be further enhanced today with the inauguration of the Chancay Port, a world-class infrastructure project to accommodate the largest shipping vessels. At the same time, we are working so that all these figures accelerate everyone's prosperity, including our smaller entrepreneurs. All enterprises are integral to our economic and social fabric. As a country, we're aiming that many of the small and medium enterprises grow and become major companies that can trade with APEC markets and contribute even more to Peru's economic growth and prosperity. We hope that the vitality of our business community will inspire you, and that the strength of our industries will be reflected in the strategic discussions throughout this summit. The APEC CEO Summit 2024 program has been carefully designed to address the most pressing topics of our time. Sessions will cover key areas such as the global economic landscape, sustainability, and the digital transformation. We will also explore the impact of artificial intelligence on our economies and societies, with expert panels shedding light on how we can harness these technologies for inclusive growth. We are very fortunate to have with us a distinguished lineup of speakers, including leading experts in finance, technology, and new trends. Their insights will provide valuable guidance as we shape the future of our economies and explore strategies that respond to the evolving demands of the current times. This year's summit takes place at a special time for the world, with over 70 countries, home to more than half the global population, having voted in election this year. Therefore, we will have the opportunity to discuss the largest election year ever. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here because we all want the same thing, a future where our countries grow and succeed together. This means creating policies that are good for businesses and for the people. It means finding new ways to cooperate and support each other as we grow. It also means identifying and taking advantage of synergies among each other. Just as Kila's leadership united her community around her connection with the sea, may this value guide our collaboration and common work. Together, we can build a future that honors our shared heritage and embraces new opportunities. This prestigious event wouldn't be complete without the participation of the APEC leaders. We expect 10 of them to share this stage in the next 2 days. This year's summit promises to be a remarkable experience, offering our esteemed guests the opportunity to immerse themselves in Peru's rich cultural heritage while engaging in impactful discussion in a country emerging as the gateway to Latin America. To finish, I encourage everyone to make the most out of this summit and of the special experience we have prepared for you. We count on you, we count on your help for making this summit a meaningful step towards building a stronger and more connected Asia-Pacific community, focused on people, business, and prosperity. Thank you all, and once again, welcome to Peru, and welcome to the APEC CEO Summit 2024.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zavala. Certainly a very exciting next 2 days. Peru's economic growth and engagement with APEC has been nothing but outstanding. To tell us more about Peru's economy, please welcome Mr. Julio Velarde, the President of the Central Bank of Peru, who will speak on Peru, Sound Fundamentals for Sustainable Growth. Please give him a warm welcome.
Good morning. I was also saying welcome to Peru. I will talk a little bit about the economy of Peru and the Latin American countries. I will start with a comparison. Next, please. The comparison of the growth of Asia and Latin America. The next slide, please. It's there, okay, sorry. In fact, Latin America faced two problems that we're going to see after the Second World War. First is engage in more protectionist practices, import tariffs without promoting exports. Of course, a lot of Asian countries also try to promote import substitution, but at the same time, they try to promote exports. And the difference of growth can be visible after some time. In the 60s and 70s, while our Asian partners at APEC will grow a little bit more than Latin American countries were still doing not so bad, 60s and 70s. 70s in part fueled by debt that we're acquiring while having big fiscal deficits. Then I believe that in the last years, the lack of reforms around the region have affected the growth of the different countries. Next, please. Well, we can see that the previous one, please. Not very important. Fiscal deficits have been pretty important in the region. In the 80s, the Latin American members of APEC had a deficit of almost 9%. Of course, most of the countries had done their job, and they had controlled inflation now. So macro fundamentals, I would say in most of the bigger economies, are completely under control. Argentina is on their way now. Argentina is trying to push for important reforms, and they are trying also to control inflation. After many decades where inflation has been rampant in Argentina. You see the fiscal deficit there, and you can see how to cause inflation. Inflation in the 80s was pretty high. Even in the 90s, although many countries introduced their stabilization policies in that decade. And next, please, in growth, you can see that the bigger countries in Latin America, the next one, please, Brazil and Mexico have grown much less than the APEC, and much less, of course, than some of our partners in APEC in Asia. In the case of Peru, we grew a little more than APEC, than APEC as an average, but the problem is the bigger countries in the region are facing and we're facing very slow growth. Next one, please. If we compare this century, the growth of APEC has been a little less than 4%, while Peru has grown slightly above 4%. But you can see there, in general, Asian countries have been growing at a faster rate. Of course, there are some Asian countries that are growing a little bit less. You can see that in the graph. But in general, Asian countries have been growing at a higher rate. In this century, as I mentioned, we control inflation. Next one, please. And in most of the countries now is within the target. Chile, Colombia, Mexico have a target of 3 ± 1. Peru has a target of 2 ± 1. Peru has the lowest inflation in the region, but it's still, well, it's almost the same level at the APEC in general, but it's still below many of the Asian countries, of the APEC Asian countries. Next one, please. We in Peru have had the longest period of low inflation in the region, in part because, we suffered so much during hyperinflation that I believe society learned that you cannot continue with irresponsible monetary and fiscal policies. Next one, please. In the last episode of inflation, we increased the interest rate less than our peers of the 5 bigger Latin American economies, and also we have lowered it more than the other countries. During this period since COVID, actually, we have had the lowest interest rate in the region. During COVID, we went almost to 0.25, and now it stands at 5%. And inflation, since many months ago, is just in our target. Last 12-month inflation is 2%, which is still our target. The previous one was 1.8, and we expect inflation to be fluctuating around 2% the rest of the months of this year and next year or so. Next one, please. The previous one, please. No, that's okay. Net international reserves, we're one of the countries that take with the highest proportion of research compared to the GDP. Thailand has more research over GDP than we do, but other countries have slightly less research over GDP. And if we consider that gross public debt, also we have the lowest in the region. We're around 1/3 of GDP as public debt, while most of the APEC countries have much higher percentage of their debt over GDP. Also, we have had, next one please, a currency that has been pretty stable. We consider how much that has changed the currency. Since 2000, it has changed 7%, compared to other Latin American countries where it has changed much more. Of course, China in this period has appreciated. I mean, Asian countries have had even stronger currency, but within the region, actually, our currency has been pretty stable around this century. Just to finish, I would say that one of the few countries probably that has an economic chapter by itself in the Constitution, and the Constitution is very protective of investor and property rights. It is established by Constitution that we cannot discriminate between foreign and domestic companies. In the Constitution, the right of every citizen and company to have their money in any currency and to have their money in any country. So by Constitution, we cannot have capital controls. Actually, I can be removed from my post if I introduce capital controls in a certain way. There are constitutional guarantees for property rights and contracts. If the government has signed a contract with a private firm, even by law, you cannot change it. It has been a bilateral negotiation. And was mentioned by Mr. Zavala, we have free trade agreements with 32 countries and trading blocks that amount to almost 70% of global GDP. Thank you very much. I hope I gave a glimpse of the Peruvian economy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Velarde. We've heard about the excellent plans of the APEC CEO Summit and Peru's outstanding economic growth. Now, to tell us about Peru's priorities for APEC under the theme Empower, Include, Grow, we are honored and delighted to have the chair of the APEC Summit with us this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the President of the Republic of Peru, Her Excellency Dina Boluarte, to deliver her keynote address.
Muy buenos días con cada uno de ustedes.
Good morning,
Señor
everyone.
presidente del Banco
Mr.
Central de Reserva,
Chairman of the Banco
señor
Central de
presidente
Reserva,
de la
Central
Cumbre
Bank,
Empresarial APEC
Mr.
2024,
President of the APEC
señor
CEO
alto
Summit
funcionario del
2024,
Perú ante la
high
APEC,
officials of Peru
distinguidas y
before APEC,
distinguidos representantes del
distinguished
sector empresarial
representatives of the business
de la región
sector
Asia-Pacífico,
of the Asia-Pacific
señoras
region,
y señores.
ladies and gentlemen.
Como presidenta de la República
As the
del Perú,
President of the
es un
Republic of
honor
Peru, it is
darle
an
la
honor for me
bienvenida al
to
CEO
give you the
Summit,
warmest
evento
welcome
que
to
forma
the CEO
parte
Summit,
sustancial
which is
en la agenda que este año
substantial and
ejecutamos en el Perú
part in
en
the
el marco de
agenda that we
APEC
have
2024.
prepared for Peru
El sector
within
empresarial
the APEC
es un socio
2024.
clave en los esfuerzos
The
que
business
hacemos
sector is a key
para
sector in the
enfrentar
efforts
los
that we
retos
make to
sin
face the
precedentes que
challenges
nos plantea el
or
mundo.
unprecedented challenges that the
Y su
world
contribución
are
en APEC
giving
ha sido
us.
de lo más
Its
relevante en el
contribution in
direccionamiento
APEC
de la
has
agenda
been
para
key
generar
in
desarrollo en
the
favor de nuestros
design
ciudadanos.
of the agenda
En el
for
Perú,
benefit of our citizens.
convencidos
In
de la
Peru,
necesidad de
convinced
hacer
of the
frente
need
a los
to
retos
face
comunes
the
que
common
enfrentamos como
challenges that
región,
we face as a region,
asumimos el reto de
we
dirigir
take
APEC
over
por
the-
tercera
we took
vez
over this
con el
challenge of
firme
being the host
compromiso
of
de
APEC for the
fortalecer la
third
integración
time, to
y sus
reinforce
beneficios para
integration
nuestros
and its
pueblos,
benefits for
poniendo en
peoples,
valor
always
sus
putting in
necesidades
value
y
their
aspiraciones.
needs and aspirations.
Guiado, claro que sí, por la visión compartida
We
de un
have a
crecimiento
shared
inclusive,
vision of an
sostenible y
inclusive,
resiliente.
sustainable and
El Perú
resilient
ha
growth.
impulsado diálogos y
has
acciones que reflejan nuestro
implemented
compromiso
dialogues
con la
and
visión
actions that reflect
de
our
APEC
commitment
Putrajaya al 2040.
which reflects the
Coincidente
Kutrahaya
con los
commitment by
objetivos del foro,
2040.
En el Perú hemos priorizado la consolidación de la recuperación económica post-pandemia y el desarrollo sostenible a partir del empoderamiento y la formación de capacidades en los sectores con potencial económico no explotado, como por ejemplo en las mujeres y las poblaciones rurales. El Perú camina con firmeza por la ruta de la reactivación económica, con una expansión de su PBI de más de 3% al cierre del año 2024, con la generación de empleos y ubicándose en un lugar preponderante en el mundo y aprovechando su posición estratégica en el continente para desarrollar sus capacidades, construir bienestar y seguridad. Mantenemos nuestra fortaleza monetaria y fiscal, así como sólidas reservas internacionales. Una inflación que está entre las más bajas de América Latina, posicionarán como una de las despensas del mundo. Y por supuesto, nuestro megapuerto